Hi, everybody. Today's book is called Sneakers, the Seaside Cat. So we've been learning about animals and mammals. Cats are mammals. And we've been talking about water. And I know in our last book, we talked a little bit about the ocean. This book takes place on a beach with our friend Sneakers. And you're going to hear a couple new words that you might not be that familiar with. One of the new words you might hear is tide. Because oceans have tides. That just means that's how the ocean moves up and down on the beach. Sometimes there's a high tide and it comes up, or there's a low tide and it comes back off the beach. Another new word you're going to hear is crept. Maybe the cat crept along. That means he's kind of sneaky, moving slowly, just like some of you with your ninja moves. So let's see what happens with Sneakers, the Seaside Cat. Once there was a little fat cat, and his name was Sneakers. He had 4 white paws, and almost all the rest of him was inky black. He lived with the little boy and his father and his mother. One day, the little boy and his father and his mother went to the seashore. When Sneakers came to the sea, he was delighted. That means he was really happy. He could smell the fish. He thought he could catch them like mice. But when he dipped his careful little white paw into the blue sea, the water was wet and it was cold. So Sneakers decided to go out in a field and look for mice instead. The field was full of butterflies, so Sneakers chased one, but the sea was bothering him. All around he could smell it, beyond the smell of pine trees, and he could feel it. It excited him, and way off he could still hear it. Boom, boom, boom. Sneakers did not know that boom, boom, boom. She didn't know what it was. The sea was pounding the rocks way off the shore, out on the ledges of the sea. Then he heard, oh, I guess Sneakers is a boy cat. He heard, ha, 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 scree, scree. He wondered what it was. What does it look like it might be? First, it was a shadow. Then it was a bird. Only it was such a big bird, it didn't seem very frightened of a little black cat with white paws. Sneakers didn't like to think about birds who were not afraid of cats, so he went for a walk on the beach. Little shrimps, about the size of a cat's claw, jumped out in the sand. Sneakers roughed up his fur and lifted his feet higher as he walked along. Pounce! He nearly caught a sand shrimp, but sand shrimps were jumping all the time and they were too little to bother with anyway. Then up ahead on the yellow sand, Sneakers saw something. It was yellow and pink on the outside. Sneakers had never seen anything that shape before. Then he crept up to it and peeked in. There was nothing in it. He put his head down to it and listened. There was a roar like the ocean's roar in it, but there was nothing in the shell, so he lifted up his paws and he walked along the beach some more. I know some of you have done that. You put a seashell to your ear and it kind of sounds like the ocean. He saw a big flat thing with long bent legs. Sneakers could see 2 black shiny eyes sticking out of its head. Sneakers crept after it, but the crab's eyes stuck out so far out of its head that they had seen Sneakers coming. The crab scuttled down to the water's edge, but Sneakers was too quick for it. He hit the little crab with his paw to see what it would do. And this is what the crab did. Ooh, what did the crab do? Yeah, that looks like it hurts. The crab shot out one of its long bent legs and grabbed a hold of Sneakers' little white paw in its crab claw. It hung on and pinched Sneakers a little. Sneakers didn't like that at all. He snatched his paw back so fast that the crab fell off. Then he licked his paw and roughed out his fur and walked on down the beach. Sneakers just isn't having a lot of luck on the beach, is he? Something was happening in the air. The air was wetter and heavier. Sneakers could feel it on his tender little nose. And when he looked around, there were great puffs of smoke blowing in from the sea. They smelled the sea and came drifting in puffs as big as clouds until you couldn't see the sun anymore. Everything was gray and the land beyond was all dim and dark like one big shape. My, but I'm glad I saw that, thought Sneakers. Can you see what Sneakers is seeing? What is that out there? Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's a boat. In the morning, it was still foggy. Down in the depths of the sea, the fish swam slowly, and the starfish pointed their spiky arms. Lobsters crawled into lobster pots, and sea urchins clung to the rocks. Then the sun came out of the gray and drove the fog away. It was low tide all around, and all around was seaweed. Then Sneakers heard a little sound. It was like creaky breathing. It was the seaweed popping. My, I'm glad I heard that, said Sneakers, and he sat and warmed himself in the sunlight and watched the light on the waves. Maybe Sneakers is getting pretty relaxed at the beach. The next day, Sneakers and his family left the seashore. All the way home in the car, Sneakers thought soft little cat thoughts about the sea. Deep in the fog, a sea-slung log sleepily rocks to its ding-dong-dong. Hark to the sound of the sea-slung gong, ding-dong-dong, ding-dong-dong. I think Sneakers really ended up enjoying the beach. Oh, and there's a pretty ocean blue page at the end, just all blue. There's that picture of the boat on the back that we saw, that Sneakers heard. That's the end. Thanks for listening. See you later.